G'day guys, Steve Morgan here for Fishing Monthly Magazines with Rob Neely from Chelsea Yamaha. Got a great Haines Hunter to test for you today. It's the 585R. R stands for runabout, powered by a 200 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke motor. And Rob, this is a pretty impressive package, and you're getting this one ready for the Melbourne Boat Show.
That's right,
on in a few months' time.
Yep.
Tell us about the package itself. It comes in at around just over 2 tonne.
Yes.
A lot of people that are moving up from a small boat to a bigger boat, they're always worried about, can I tow these sort of boats?
That's right.
And this only around a couple of tonne. Nearly any car that you tow a boat with can tow this boat, can't it?
That's correct, yeah. 2 tonnes is good sort of weight. It's easy to tow. It's quite light. It's got the tandem axle. Driving it down here this morning, I forgot I actually had it on the back of the car.
Yep. Look, tandem axle, and it's great. Like, they're stable on the road. It's on an easy tow trailer, which are made in Melbourne, just like these Haines Hunter boats. Let's do a bit of Haines Hunter 101. Why do people love buying Haines Hunters so much, and why have they got such a good resale value?
Okay, so the performance of the Haines Hunters, they're known for their performance. They're an offshore boat. You can use them in Port Phillip Bay, obviously, but primarily an offshore boat. Very stable at rest, good performance. They get good economy with the Yamaha motors. They're just a great all-round boat, and people who buy Haines Hunters, quite often, once they've bought a Haines Hunter, will only buy Haines Hunters again. And as you said, the resale value of them is just sensational. People are always looking for second-hand Haines Hunter boats.
Now, looking at this hull here, it weighs in at just under a tonne. The hull itself weighs 950 kilos, and it's got a 2.4 metre beam. That to me says it's going to ride well because of the weight, but it's quite wide, so it's going to be quite stable in the water as well. As we all know, boating's a compromise, but Haines Hunter tend to get it right a lot of the time, don't they?
Yeah, they do. The width of the boat's 2.4 metres wide. As you said, it's almost 1,000 kilos, so very stable at rest. Great performance with the 200 Yamaha on the back.
Now, as a fisherman, I like boats that have a lot of range. If I go away for the weekend, I don't want to be toting fuel with me and carrying drums and tubs around. This thing has 230 litres of fuel under the deck. So when we do some of the performance figures today, we'll work out, I assume this boat will have a range of around 400 to 500 kilometres on a tank of fuel. Now, that suits a serious fisherman. How many of these boats do you sell to serious fishermen versus family guys?
You find a lot of guys buy them for themselves, but then they get their kids involved, the wife involved, and all of a sudden becomes a total family event. So it's a bit hard to say. Wives have always got some sort of say in the actual purchase of the boat.
Now, this runabout, it comes standard without a cabin door on it, but you can get that as an option. That cabin gives the family somewhere to get out of the rain, and it's a pretty nasty old day today. Today would be a great day to have a cabin boat, wouldn't it, as opposed to an open boat?
Yeah, and with the cabin door, we quite often fit toilets in the front there. So for the women, they've got the toilet in the front there, so it's all comfortable there. Yeah.
Now, you have at Chelsea Yamaha, you have an in-shop upholstery area, and I notice you've got nice clears and nice upholstery on these guys, nice canvas work. You can customise a lot of that stuff, can't you? Because you can do it all in-house.
Yeah, so we do whatever the customer really requires. Obviously, there are some starting points that we've got to start with, but yeah, it's all in-house. We've got 2 trimmers there that are making all the covers. We use the best quality materials on the best quality boats.
Now, you've been a Yamaha dealer for a long time now. This 200 seems to have a very solid niche in the marketplace. You haven't had many dramas with the 200, have you?
No, the 200s are bulletproof. They are just bulletproof. Yeah.
If you're a 2-stroke owner now and you're considering going to 4-stroke, a lot of the people always say, the biggest problem with the 4-stroke is they're expensive to service, but you don't have to burn any oil. In that equation of service cost versus oil, how do you think this 200 comes out?
The servicing of the 4-stroke is exactly the same cost as the 2-stroke. So there's no variation in cost. You're not putting oil into them, obviously, and the amount of torque these motors produce just blows me away. Later on today, you'll see.
Yep. Well, that's exactly what we like doing at Fishing Monthly. We love putting these boats on the water. We have got a nasty day for it today. I don't know if we're actually going to make it onto Port Phillip Bay because it may be breaking too much at the bar. We're going to come back to you with some performance statistics. Well, there you go. Officially set the record for the nastiest day we've ever been on the Patterson River. It was so rough we couldn't even get outside there and do any sort of semblance of work outside. But we got to put the boat in the water. We found some flat water eventually, and the Haines Hunter 585R delivered some great fuel economy. The best cruising speed was 4,000 RPM, where it used 22.6 litres per hour. That's 39 kilometres an hour, and gave us 1.9 kilometres per litres of fuel burn. Now, if you mix that with the 230 litre fuel tank, that gives a theoretical range of nearly 450 kilometres, and that's exactly what you need in a boat like this, which is designed to do some great long-range fishing and weekend trips away. Look, Haines Hunter boats are always built to a great level of quality. It's hard to fault things in them. The things I liked in this boat was, well, firstly, I like that range. You need a range like that if you're a serious fisher person. If you're a serious fisher person, you also love this extra large kill box under the floor. I could fit some of my smaller stuff in there, no worries at all, and so you'd have no problems keeping a weekend's catch in there on ice. What I also loved is this the Yamaha, the F200 on here. It's got the new digital shift here, and takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's the first time I've driven a boat with that Yamaha digital shift, and it does make a big difference. It hasn't got the cables pulling anymore. It senses that you want to go into gear, sends the signal down the wire, and it all happens in the motor. And a computer, unfortunately, does it a lot better than we do. So I really love the Yamaha digital shift, and love, of course, the Easy Tow trailer. This is a Melbourne-made boat. That's a Melbourne-made trailer. The trailers are made for the boats perfectly. There was some pretty hairy launching and retrieving here in this big wind, and the trailer ate it up. And weighing in just around that 2 tonne, this boat can tow behind any of your twin cab utes or bigger. So you don't need to go and buy a big F250 or something like that to tow a boat of this size. Package prices for this boat started around $90,000, and as tested, this one's $113,900. Now, you might be asking me what I didn't like about the boat. Well, one of the things that I would like is I'd like to mount a big electronics package, like a 12 or a 16-inch flush mounted in the bow. You can't do it. You can do it on a bracket here, but none of the two sound demanding spaces can handle electronics that big. And I think if you're going to spend over $100,000 on a boat, you probably would want to flush mount those electronics. Also, I think that the finish in the side pockets, even though this has got double-decker massive side pockets that'll hold most of your gear, it's only a flow coat finish. And I think in boats like the Haines offshore, they're lined and they're done a little bit better. But other than that, great boat, going to be easy to keep clean. It's going to be great to fish out of and easy to tow. And there's not much more that you can ask from a boat package. Rob and the guys have done a great job of setting up this boat. You can get more information at www.chelseamarine or www.chelseayamaha.com.au, or you can go to the Haines Hunter website for more specs on the boat. So starting from $90,000, drive this one away for $113,900. This is a great Australian-built Haines Hunter.